Stephen, a point's not ideal, but it's a point nonetheless. A late rescue here at Dudgeon. What's your take on this afternoon's match?
I think it was a really tough game. Keith have not played, I don't think, since the 20th of December. So they looked fresh and they looked hungry. I think their squad must have been chomping at the bit to get a game. And I thought they were good value today. They sat in, frustrated as they were compact, but they also sprang and committed men forward. They had good energy in the middle of the park. It made life difficult for us. 0-0 at half time. We were into the win, which was difficult. Although we had a big moment in the game when Connor Bunce was through 1-on-1. Another day he scores that, but nevertheless, we were going out the second half with the wind at our backs, and you always felt confident we'd create chances. But we looked like it's been a tough week for us, and it has. That's 3 games in a week after not playing for 4 weeks. And it's the same boys we're asking to go again, and we looked a little bit leggy. I think the work rate was still there. I think the endeavour was still there, but I think there was definitely an element of fatigue there, and some of our decision making wasn't ideal. And when you're tired physically or mentally, then we make bad decisions, and I think we did that certainly for their goal, not recognising the danger early enough. It's a great ball and it's a great header, but I think from our perspective that's definitely avoidable. But we showed character like we did on Wednesday to get ourselves back into the game and push to try and get a winner. But unfortunately on this occasion it didn't come. But like you said, it could be a valuable point.
Absolutely. Before the week we had Bucky, Clark, and then obviously Keith today. You would have took 7 points out of 9, albeit it's not the combination you would have liked, but still it's progress nonetheless.
Well, that's probably where you and I are different, Fraser, because I would have taken and wanted 9 out of 9. We look to try and win all of our home games, and yes, they're tough games. But I looked at these 3 games and thought, right, well, let's see if we can get 9, and we almost did it. But let's say I think Keith, they were good today. They were very good actually, and you can see why they've on a decent run. I think the last 10 games they'd won 6 and drawn 2. So. They carried on that form, and they'll go other places and take points. There's no question about it. The key for us today was not to lose the game, because we did look a little bit flat. So good character from the boys to get the goal. Craig's a great run. Jordan follows it in like all good strikers do. And let's say, we could look back at this and hopefully this will be seen as a very good point.
2 changes to the Matchday squad. Obviously, Craig coming back in after he was away during the week, and you rewarded Jordan with Jordan rewarded you with his start with a goal late on.
Yeah, and that's what Jordan gets brought in the team to do is to score goals. And it's good having Craig back to give us energy in the middle of the park. But I just think collectively, because we're asking, let's say, I'm repeating myself, but we're asking the same boys to go again and again. And it's difficult, because I'm not going to sit here and make excuses, far from it, but the conditions in those last 3 games have been brutal at times. And football's never plain sailing and never straightforward. You never get things the way you want them. So, it was a lethargic, fatigued performance from us today. But like I said, it's important that when you do get days like that, you don't lose games of football, and when we've not done that, a point's far from ideal, but equally it's not a disaster.